Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I have this project here for the weekend is to do a, the fancy term is a paint enhancement, which is basically a one-step polish, not an all-in-one, a one-step polish where we're just taking a polish, clean up the paint, get as much correction out of it without going into full correction, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put a coating on it. The days of doing full correction and a coating are basically gone. You can even these days you can actually just clay it and put a coating on if you wanted to. You're going to get better durability, of course, if you apply it to a polished surface. So I didn't record the prep because I wanted to finish the prep as fast as possible so I can polish it today, coat it early tomorrow morning, and just let it go tomorrow. This is just exterior only, nothing on the interior. The only thing I'm going to do on the interior is clean the glass because I see that there's a film on there. But again, this is a 2021 Toyota Camry XSE. It's like a dark blue. It's like a navy blue. It's got some metallic in the paint here. It's got the gloss black wheels, which I need to polish the face. I'm gonna probably just give because it's got some water spots, and so the owner was like asked me if I can get some of the water spots off of it. And I was like, I'll give it a shot. I thought they were matte wheels, but I think they look like they're gloss wheels to me. So they have some water spots and stuff on there. I'll do a test spot to see. If not, I'm just gonna go ahead and just ceramic coat them. That's kind of the drawback to matte. They don't look matte wheels. They just look matte because I think they're just so scratched. This one's got a damaged thing on the lug nut, so whoever did, it currently has 8,000 miles. So I don't know what they were doing taking that wheel off, and they really scratched the where the lug nut is at, and you can basically see the white underneath the wheel. So it's a good looking car. I mean, the dark blue paint. We're going to coat the trim here as well. The top here is the panoramic roof, so that's all glass. So I'm going to coat the glass as well. I'm going to polish the glass with the same polish I'm using on the paint here. So I'll just kind of go over what I use on the exterior here. So I had a bottle of the Meguiar's Ultimate All Wheel Cleaner. You can use this on any wheel. It's safe on all wheels. pH neutral. It has the iron remover built in, so I use it on the wheels. Again, with 8,000 miles, I didn't need it, but I just used it because I had just a tiny bit left, just enough to get these 4 wheels done. Then I took the Tough Shine tire cleaner. It took about two rounds. Just spray it, brush, spray it, brush, rinse, and the tires were clean. And it turns out I had some Hydro 2 left over hiding somewhere. That's what's in this bottle here, so it's got like half a bottle. I don't know the dilution. It took about 2 applications in the inner barrel to activate and go from there. Then I came in, and because I had woke up a bit late, it was, you can see how bright it is out there. I did not wash the car outside. I actually pulled it. I rinsed it off with the hose, brought it back in, and then I used the Fine Lab Pure Rinseless. I made it a bit stronger just to kind of help strip whatever. There was something there like a spray wax on there. So this removed it at the stronger mixture. I don't even know what I diluted. It was like 1.5 ounces, somewhere around there. And then I washed it with Fine Lab, came back and I used the Glassparency iron remover. That's what's in this bottle here. The reason I use that is because this doesn't smell. It doesn't have that real strong scent that some of these other iron removers have. So my garage does not smell. This has a licorice scent to it. So I used that, and then I came back and I put some more Fine Lab pre-rinse on it, clayed it with the Griot's fine grid mitt here, which I have to rinse out. I have to dump this bucket out here. Then I wipe the surface down a couple more times. I use this Dr. Beasley's prep wash as like a final wipe. This is okay. It leaves kind of a funky residue. I don't know. This was Mike Phillips asking if they had some sort of waterless wash that you can use on vintage cars. You can use any waterless wash. I didn't really think it was that great to use it. So I had the surface prep, but I didn't use it. So now I'm going to just go ahead and put these products back in where they belong. So we'll get these out of the way. So now we're going to get to the test spot here, and I have some new pads from Lake Country, the Udos pads. I had opened one of these before. Where's that one that I opened? This one. So this is the Lake Country Udos pad. It's the khaki fine foam polishing pad. They were on sale on Detailed Image. I think they're still on sale for like $4 a pad. Pretty cheap. So we're going to try these out. And then I think I had one of these open as well. So let me look for that pad that I had opened already. This one. This is the Lake Country coarse foam cutting pad. They call it the olive. And this has the this is the 6-inch pad that fits a 5-inch backing plate. And so you can see that this coarse one, you can hear it. It's got that beveled edge here, kind of like that memory foam piece on there. This khaki one is a little softer, it doesn't feel as coarse. So we're going to try these pads on the paint here. I'm going to take this, I'm going to do a test spot on the other side. So let me just line up this pad here. We're going to use the khaki pad first on the Mark II, and I'm going to use the NSP 45. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take the green pad for when I need it. I'm going to take their thing over here. So I kind of just show it over here. It's a little easier to see on this side. Let me put this here for now. Get me some extension cord over here. Okay. So we look at the paint here. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, which is good. That means that I don't have a lot of work to do in terms of correction here. So hopefully this kind of shows the type of defects I'm working with. Yeah, it's not horrible. This is just that Harbor Freight light here. And so I'm going to use NSP 45, which it looks like NSP 45 will be more than sufficient to remove this here. And so with NSP 45, it's a little chunky. And when I prime it, I know Dr. Beasley says you only need like 1 drop, but I do 2, so I can actually spread it onto the pad here, just for priming. And then as you go around, you only need like a drop, they're telling you here. So I'm not going to put a tape line in here. I'm just gonna leave an imaginary tape line here. So this first, clean whatever that is on the paint here. That's a rock chip. I was wondering what that is. So this residue right here that you see, that's the residue from the Dr. Beasley's wash. Look at that. Kind of strange. So I'm going to just work this small section here. Mark II's speed 4.5. I don't use the washer mod, just so you guys know. Just put some dielectric grease on here, and then we'll just do a few passes. Okay, so what I ended up doing here, because this has a curve in here like this, so the tool will stall if you hit that. So what I did is just kind of pick it up on the side a bit and just let the machine work there. So this pad does throw foam material, so it's probably just breaking in. Let's wipe this off. So if you break down NSP 45 enough, meaning you go enough passes, it comes off easy. I know I've seen some people say, oh, it has this weird residue, but if you work it long enough and break it down enough, you will not have problems with it. So let's get that light again. So this is what we're starting with here. I don't know if it shows up very well. And if I come down here, cleaned up pretty well. There's still some deep rids in here. I can see them right here. So like if you're just looking for like, oh, this paint feels like it's pretty soft, but if you're looking for like 60% or so, this will be the pad you go with. So we'll see what this khaki pad, I mean the olive pad does in terms of its correction. And again, I'm going to prime this the same way I did this other one, so just, you know, a couple drops on the pad here, and then I will take and space it out like so, just to kind of have material on there. Okay, so let me wipe this off. And so I'm going to just go ahead and work this part here. It's just a smaller area. Okay, so let me just go ahead and take that off. So it looks like those pads shed foam. You can tell there's a film on the paint because I can see the line of where I polished here. Get this, you can see all the foam material, so I'm gonna have to turn my compressor on and blow these pads out before I use them. So let's get the light, blind myself. So this is what I'm working with now, which looks really good. And then here's the spot that I haven't done, which is all this part here. And you can see I have all the heavy defects here. If I come over here, that cutting pad with NSP 45 is giving me real good correction. I see the deeper rids, but you know, this is actually going to be perfect. You can see that. Hopefully that shows up pretty well. And over here, so we're going to just go with the olive pad here. So I'll clean up this section down here. That's going to give me the most correction, and with that green olive pad here with the Udo's pad. So far the pad seems comfortable. The only problem is that it looks like when you're breaking these pads in for the first time, you're going to get some foam material coming off the pad. But yeah, overall looks good. I'm going to go ahead and just use NSP 45 with the olive pad, go around the entire car, and that should be pretty sufficient. So this paint here is rather on the soft side. I'm going to put this pad over here because I'm done with it. I'm going to carry this, but I'm going to turn my compressor on. I'll come back for the coating process. I'm going to do a video on the dedicated coating that I'm going to use on the paint, and then I'm going to shoot some B-roll with that, me applying that coating on other parts of the vehicle. We'll do the polishing of the glass is going to be the same pad. Once I'm done using it after a few panels, then I'll just go ahead. Maybe I'll use that khaki pad so I can just use it up, polish the glass and the roof, and then coat the glass as well. I'm going to use a dedicated glass coating for the front and the sides, maybe even for the roof and then the rear, and then we'll coat the trim here as well, so we'll prep that. And there's not too much trim, it's just the trim on there, and then at the very bottom, and then on the front bumper. So that's going to be it. Let me just get to polishing, or else I'm going to be taking forever to do this while I'm filming. So again, that's just a test spot on this car. It looks really good with that pad. We'll go around the entire vehicle with NSP45 from Dr. Beasley's with the olive pad. More than likely I'll have to get a cutting pad for the 3-inch pads. I was going to use a Rupes one. I'll do a test spot with the Rupes yellow pad, kind of see how that turns out like on these small sections here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Then again, I'll just do a quick test spot on the wheels to polish those out with the same NSP45 and then coat those. So that's pretty much it for the car. I'll come back to you when we get to the main coating of the paint here, and this car's gonna look really good. All right, so stay tuned, and I'll be right back and on the next part, which is just b-roll of me applying the coating, the glass coating, trim coating, wheel coating, dressing the tires, and that's pretty much it. So stay tuned for all that. Hey everyone, welcome back. So I'm actually taking a break from polishing. I'm actually gonna because I have the doors next here, so I've already finished the rear. I finished that side, like the top piece here. Pretty much finished the driver's side. But before I get to the doors here, I was like, you know what? Let me just coat the top, because I'm not going to be going to the top anymore. And the top is a panoramic sunroof, so it's all glass, except this piece here. So I'm going to come back and coat this with the paint coating that I'm going to be using. But I've already coated the passenger side, and so I'll show you the way I was doing it on the passenger side, on the driver's side. So again, since I'm going to be polishing the doors, I wanted to just do the coating of here, because just in case I accidentally lean into the door or something, or it scratches, then I have to come back and fix it. So if I go up to the top first, finish everything that's got to be done, coat it, and then I don't have to worry about that, because I haven't polished the doors. And if I do happen to, you know, induce a scratch or something, you know, some sort of swirl or whatever, I can come back and I'm going to polish the doors anyways, and that'll kind of knock it out. The glass, what I ended up polishing it with was the other khaki pad that I had. I just ended up using that, and I polished that glass with NSP95, because I'm really trying to use up my last remaining thing in this bottle, and then transition over. Now what I was going to do for let me take a step back here. When you're coating glass on the front, I like to use a dedicated glass coating. On the sides you can get by with, and on the panoramic sunroof you can get by with your paint coating. So whatever doesn't see a wiper, you can just use a paint coating and it'll be just fine. If you have a rear hatch or some sort of SUV where it has a rear wiper blade, I'd go ahead and use a dedicated glass coating, because it just handles abrasion better than a regular paint coating for glass. So with this, in this instance, because I'm trying to just use up my my coatings here, you know, I had the option to use either Inspiration View from P&S, which is a fantastic glass coating. If you guys haven't tried it, you know, definitely give it a shot. They claim 6 months, but it actually lasts longer than that. Just depends on how often you use your wipers. But again, if you wanted to, you can use a coating like the Adams here and coat every single surface, and this, you can use this on the glass. It just may not last as long because of the wiper abrasion. And so I've decided to just use up my remaining or most of this. I have a little bit more than half the bottle of the Artdeshine Graphene Window Coat, and that's what I coated the top, and then the side glass, and then the rear glass here. I haven't coated the front yet. The reason I haven't coated the front yet is because this piece here was still rather wet, and so I don't want to have my applicator accidentally hit down here, and then now it's got water in there. So I'm waiting. I'll probably coat this tomorrow, and I'll probably coat the trim tomorrow as well, just for that same exact reason. Kind of just let things settle in there. So let me take my towels over there. So I'm taking a few towels because I am not taking the coating caddy with me, and I'll kind of just show you the way this works. Let's back a bit here. Okay, so put those towels there. Because I use the NSP 95, like I said, they have a tendency to do that ghosting effect. So what I'm doing is I just come back real quick and knock it down just in case. I didn't see any on this side. There was some on that side. Not a big deal here. So again, they have, you can use I use the polish that I use for the paint only because the glass, you know, this car is new. There's no water stains or anything like that. The one important key thing is shake the Artdeshine graphene coating. I have the washer over here. I'm washing microfiber towels. And so if you hear that noise, just shake it because sometimes the graphene settles at the bottom and you don't want it to. So I don't know if this one did or not. Since I was using it, yeah, so it doesn't stick to the bottom. But if it does, just shake it and then just go for it. So I'm just gonna put some drops on here. And because this is a brand new suede, I've chosen to just use the suede. You can use a microfiber applicator. Because I'm not doing a lot of glass, I'm just using a suede. And this is just more than enough. So I'm actually gonna lean over here so I can actually do the center, which is right here. So you can actually see the coating. Now, the way that this Artdeshine coating works is it will do the sweating effect. So if you've used Crystal Serum Light or the new Mo's Evo, those coatings separate into little lines, and you'll get the beading, the little sweating effect on there. That's what this coating does. And one other thing is that it likes to be applied rather thick. So when you're applying it, just don't go back and forth multiple times. You know, 2-3 times is good enough, because it likes to be laid on kind of thick. So I've been kind of just going, you know, three times and laying it kind of thick. So let me see. I think you can actually see it. So you can actually see all this. I think you can see that on the light. So this, when it starts doing this, the coating's ready to be wiped off. So I'm going to take you off my head mount here just to show you. So I think you can see that on the light. So when it starts doing that, that's when it's ready to be wiped off. Let me put you back on the strap here, the head strap on here. Okay, so I'm back, and so I have 2 towels here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the edges first, and then I'm just going to wipe this coating. Now I'm using a Costco towel, so don't get on my case, because Costco towels are actually perfect for this type of thing. And then just grab a secondary towel and just buff off any excess so that you don't get any high spots. It's really that easy to use. And the Artdeshine glass coating is actually pretty slick. So that's pretty much it. I mean, that's how easy it is to use. I just want to kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing with the glass. So I'm going to coat this entire glass with the Artdeshine Graphene Window Coat. And that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to repeat the process for this piece, the rear piece, the 2 side windows, and then the front glass. I'll coat it another day because I'm kind of just want to let that moisture on the trim settle out, and then I think I gotta come back and coat this trim piece here, which I'll probably just do with the paint coating that I'm using, because you can use it on trim. So I'll just coat that with that. Actually, I do have a new trim coating, but we'll see. I may just coat it with that. So that's the glass. Pretty straightforward. Pick the coating of your choice. I chose to go with the Artdeshine Graphene Window Coat, primarily because I'm trying to use up my coatings, because it's been on my shelf for quite some time, and I was like, you know what, I'll let this person use it, and they can enjoy the coating here. It still works pretty well. As long as you let it flash and do its thing, then it's going to perform for quite a bit of time. It has a 1-year durability, but again, if you maintain your coating and if you don't use your wipers that often, it's going to last longer than that. So that's just coating the glass on the Camry. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and coat this piece. I'll show you some B-roll footage of this coating there and the fin, and that's pretty much it. So I just kind of want to knock that out and show you what it's like to coat your panoramic sunroof if you have one, or your glass on your vehicle. Pick the coating of your choice. I just chose to use this. And this should be just fine for this car. So yeah, we'll just move on to the next part, which is actually finish up polishing, and then I'm going to come back and show the paint coating process. I'm actually going to coat this piece here for like B-roll footage where you guys can actually see that, and then I'm going to do a dedicated video on the paint coating I'm using. So pretty straightforward stuff. I'll be right back with that.